So, why do so many fighters keep making so many questionable decisions? So many pretty stupid decisions, at least at first glance. This is what this video is all about. And yeah, as I said in my couple previous videos, is that I want to put out as much content as I can. And this is the first idea that jumped to my mind, is to make a video about this topic. I definitely could have researched it more. I might do that at some point in the future. It's just something that I thought about quite a bit. But yeah, there's so much to talk about, and I'll just provide you my thoughts. Basically, I'll just pull out everything in my head, and who knows, maybe you'll enjoy it. So yeah, I'll just provide you some of the things, some of the recent questionable decisions that top fighters have made, and it's up to you to decide why they've made those, and if you know any more, do let me know in the comment section down below. By the way, before I dig into it, how do you like this setup? It's the last time I'm gonna be here, so, you know, if you like it, then enjoy it while it lasts. But yeah, it's just fixed the lighting, the camera should be better quality, and yeah, I'll have to go to my previous place. Hopefully I'll save some of the aspects of this environment. I do like it, and I'm curious to see if you like it as well. So, the recent event, so to say, that happened that made me question fighters' mindsets is that Khamzat Chimaev just got a fight booked against Leon Edwards, which is insane. A guy that's up-and-comer, that fights pretty much nobodies except his last fight, got a fight that will 99% give him a title shot afterward, unless he'll have to wait and he'll want to fight one more, obviously if he wins. But after that fight got made, so many fighters started actually calling out Chimaev. And before that, nobody wanted to fight that guy. Which makes you wonder, right? Like, whether that was a stupid decision, whether that was, you just wanted publicity, but you also didn't want to get hit and embarrassed in front of so many people. That's why you didn't call him out beforehand, and that's why you did when the deal got signed with Leon Edwards. So yeah, the only guy that I know that actually called him out, the guy who didn't have a fight booked. I know Till called him out, but Till already had a fight against Hermansen made. But Neil Magny was one of the guys that actually called Chimaev out and was actually willing to fight him. Now there are at least 3 guys already that called him out afterward, and yeah, it's just a weird thing that if you want to fight him, you had the chance. You probably would have been at the title shot or real close to it if you were to win it. But obviously people don't want to fight unranked opponents and don't want to get embarrassed. So this one's quite obvious, but yeah, fighters just keep making these really questionable decisions that I'll talk about some more now. So another thing is that fighters don't seem to be fans of accepting short notice fights or being the replacement fighters. Which is so weird, because most cases that we see of fighters doing this, being the replacement fighters, they get rewarded. Like, I don't know how maybe 4 out of 5 fighters actually get rewarded because Dana White likes that, UFC likes that, and fans really appreciate it. So, you can learn from guys like Paul Felder, who just took a fight against RD on, 4 days notice, 5 days notice, something like that. And you can obviously learn from Khamzat Chimaev. I know his skill set is insane, but his mindset and the way he looks at fighting is also something to learn from. And obviously Michael Chandler. I know that I talk about these top guys who are really confident in their skill sets, but still there must be something to it that these guys keep getting rewarded from taking risks. And this is not like boxing. If you do end up losing, like okay, you fall down the rankings a little bit, but fans forget that. Like most fighters, if you're not Khabib Nurmagomedov, you're gonna have losses in your record, so that's not the end of the world. None whatsoever. I suppose most fighters are afraid to end up like Tony Ferguson, who, was supposed to fight Khabib but ended up fighting Gaethje. But you can look at it the other way as well. Gaethje took a pretty quite short notice fight against Ferguson, and he just fought for the title. And, Ferguson just had the opportunity to fight Chandler or Poirier, so he had, actually didn't have the chance to fight Poirier, that got scrapped. But he had the chance to fight Chandler, so it's not like everybody forgot him, and he definitely gained respect from the organization, Dana White especially. So, yeah, I suppose you're kind of afraid to end up like Del Cuy, but there are definitely way more cases where fighters that take risks, that take these 3-day, 4-day, 5-day notice fights, do get rewarded a ton. Another big thing that fighters tend to do, which is super weird, which is counterintuitive at its finest, is that they do zero marketing for themselves. And some fighters even do anti-marketing. I mean, it's one to not call out your next opponent in the post-fight interview, which seems to be the best time to do it, if you want to stay relevant, if you want, fans and the organization to care for you, but they don't do that. They talk about other things, and, so many fighters keep talking about retirement, and if you're not retiring, then why even do that? Just, you can pretend that you're motivated, because that's obviously the way you're gonna get more noticeable, bigger fights, bigger paycheck in the end. So, yeah, and another thing that fighters do is that they take everything personally. Which, fighting is pretty freaking personal, so it makes sense for them to do that, but also, that's not a way to succeed in this career. Most fighters, for instance, Conor McGregor, Chael Sonnen, and you name it, most of them tend to be pretty good trash talkers as well, but another thing that they have in common is that they don't take things personally. It's a business. It can be a business if you make it that way, but if you take everything personally, everything that the media says, that other fighters say, you're not gonna succeed, your brains are gonna overload, and you're gonna focus less on the training, or you're gonna overtrain, so many bad aspects, in addition to not getting, better fights. So these are some of the questionable decisions that fighters tend to make. Some of them quite bizarre in my opinion, and if you can think of any more, do let me know in the comment section down below. Now, I haven't started to really brainstorm as to why they tend to make them. For one, they don't want to get embarrassed in front of so many people, but, you are in a pretty tough job. You're gonna take risks eventually, so why not try to get the most out of it? And the biggest reason, in my opinion, that fighters are so counterintuitive, why Dana White says that so many fighters, that most fighters are really hard to work with, is that MMA and combat sports is generally nothing like your average job. The emotional roller coaster that you get from working in this organization and doing combat sports is nothing to compare. To the contrary belief, most fighters don't want to get hit in the face, in addition to getting embarrassed. So they try to take the safest route possible, and again, it makes sense, but to not do any marketing is still a really dumb decision, in my opinion, and There are so many cases where the guys that, even though they have amazing skill sets, they just don't talk enough. It doesn't necessarily have to be trash talk. They just don't get fights made, and they don't really get paid. So, yeah, I get it. You're constantly having to agree to the possibility of getting, knocked out, getting brain damage, possibly not being able to speak properly with your kids later on in life. And these are the risks that you take as a fighter. But it doesn't mean that you cannot do some marketing for yourself and take risks when you have to. So yeah, these are just some weird decisions that fighters tend to make. Even though they are braver than 99% of people, they're still really hard to work with. So yeah, do leave me all your guesses and thoughts in the comment section. That's it for today. Now, go enjoy Felder vs. RDA. Peace.